Hello, welcome to my channel for AWS Cloud Training. So today I'm going to explain AWS WAF. AWS WAF comes under domain 6 for the DevOps Professional Exam. I will be explaining about the AWS WAF, how we can implement it, what are the questions asked in the DevOps exams, how AWS WAF is useful for industry. Stay with me, and if you like the video, so please subscribe the channel. It's a free of cost. Thank you. So I will be explaining what is WAF, what are the features of WAF, how it works, how we can start AWS WAF, and about the case study. AWS WAF is a web application firewall that works on level 7. It's a security tool that is used for controlling bot traffic and block common attack patterns like SQL injection or cross-site scripting. We can configure WAF in AWS with given below conditions to block traffics. We can WAF can be deployed on top of CloudFront, load balancer, AppSync, API gateway, and below conditions can be used for configuring WAF. So first is IP addresses. We can block the traffic and we can allow the traffic based on the IP addresses. We can block or allow the traffic based on STBP and STBPS traffic. We can also use URI strings to allow and block the traffic. We can also block and allow the traffic based on the SQL injection and cross-site scripting. So this diagram I took from AWS site. So if you will see, we have AWS Firewall Manager, which manages multiple WAF deployment. So on the second cursor, if you will see, WAF, it's protect web applications from common web exploits. So as I specified, it works on top of CloudFront, application load balancer, AppSync, and API gateway. So when we configure CloudFront, load balancer, API gateway, or AppSync, we can deploy a WAF for allowing and blocking the external traffic. We can create a policy and rules. Within the policies, we can create number of rules based on the IP addresses, based on the URI, based on the traffic. And once we created the number of rules, we can block and filter traffic, and then we can monitor. So this is a great tool for traffic filtering, and one of the best application firewall which can be used across projects. Firewall manager, it manages multiple web application firewall. WAF, protect deployed application from common web exploit. Create a policy. We can create the number of rules And based on the rules, we can block and filter the traffic, and then we can monitor. So concept wise, it is very straightforward, and as an implementation perspective, it's very easy. So there are different, as I specified, other than API gateway, load balancer, CloudFront, and AppSync, we can also block and allow the traffic through web on Cognito user pool, app runner services, and verified access instance. So these are the three additional services which AWS added this year. So there is another example which shows this diagram I took from AWS site. Here you can put WAF on top of CloudFront. Here you can create number of wave ACL. You can deploy WAF on top of AppSync, application load balancer, API gateway, Cognito, app runner, and verified access. There are different AWS WAF features. It protects against wave attack. WAF can be used by applying number of rules which can inspect wave request. It protects applications against threat by filtering traffic according to rules which we created. It filters the wave traffic. We have HTTP and HTTPS traffic which can be filtered, and later on, based on the rules, it can be monitored. We can also integrate WAF with different AWS services. We can monitor rules. We can establish rule. As I specified, there are a number of, we have managed rules, which is suggested by AWS. These are the inbuilt rules we can select and we can configure. Then based on the HTTP, HTTPS IP addresses, URI, we can create our own rules which can be deployed on top of services which I described earlier. And later it can be monitored. So this is, if you will go to the AWS console, so this is the first screen which you will get for implementing the WAF. You can click the create WAV ACL button. Once you will click it, you will get this screen. You can select the region and you can specify the name. You can also specify the CloudWatch metrics. Additionally, you can add AWS resource where you want to deploy a WAF. You can also create rules and rule groups. So if you see here, add manage rules and add my own rules and role groups is there. We can select allow and block based on the rules. So for example, I associated rules for the certain IPs that I will allow only these IPs to come within my application. I can put all the rules over here and I can select allow. AWS also provides some of the managed rules. So these are the managed rules which AWS provide. We can select these rules based on our work, and we can add these rules other than what we deployed. We can also set priority of these rules. We can configure the metrics, and then once everything is good, we can review and create wave ACL and deploy these rules for protecting our application. Thank you.